Hello everyone. Now I'll be talking to you about the double entry system. So, like I said previously, accounting is an art of recording, classifying, and summarizing the transactions of financial nature, which are measurable in terms of money. And it is also used for interpreting the results thereof. So, there are two methods for accounting, which are the single entry system and the double entry system. So generally we use the double entry system because the double entry system is better for accounting purposes. Like the single entry system is an unscientific method of accounting, but it is time saving and economical. So the double entry system, I'll tell you why it is more why it is better than the single entry system. So uh, first of all, the double entry system of accounting deals with either two or more accounts for every business transaction. For instance, a person enters a transaction of borrowing money from the bank. So, this will increase the assets for cash balance account and simultaneously the liability for loan payable account. So, what by this, what I mean is, suppose a transaction is done by a person where he is borrowing money from the bank. In that case, what will happen is in the cash balance cash balance account, the asset side will increase, and in the loan payable account, the liability side will increase. So it is a fundamental concept which encompasses accounting and bookkeeping in present times. So every financial transaction has an equal and opposite effect in at least two different accounts, and which is defined by the accounting equations where assets is equal to liabilities plus equity. Now the recording system, how it happens is the double entry system records the transactions by understanding them as debit item or credit item. A debit entry in one account gives the opposite effect in another account by credit entry. This means that all the sum of all debit accounts must be equal to the sum of credit accounts. So this method of accounting and bookkeeping results in the accurate depiction of financial statements. Thus, it also lowers the rate of errors by detecting them on a very timely basis. Uh, for this, we need to understand what are the different types of accounts or the classifications of account. Yeah, the classification of account. So it is necessary for us to know the classifications of account and their treatment in double entry system of accounts. Broadly, the accounts are classified into two major categories. Those are personal accounts and real accounts. So let me tell you about the personal accounts. The personal accounts are divided into three categories, which are known as the natural personal accounts, artificial personal accounts, and the representative personal accounts. So first of all, the natural personal account. Uh, it is an account related to any individual, like Ram or Shyam or David or George, anyone. It is just a naturally, personal account. Now, the second one is the artificial personal account. The artificial personal account is related to any artificial person, like the any ABC Limited company or any general trading company. Suppose like the Reliance Industries. These are not person, but these are artificially an entity for which an artificial personal account is created. Now the third one, the representative personal accounts. The representative personal accounts represent a group of accounts. Uh, if there are a number of accounts of a very similar nature, it is better to group them based upon a salary payable account or rent payable account or insurance prepaid account or the interest receivable account or the capital account. These are some of the examples on which we group the similar type of accounts. Now, this is what is known as the representative personal account. Now, now we have talked about the personal accounts. Let me tell you about the real accounts. In real accounts, every business has some asset, or every asset has an account. Thus, asset account is called a real account. There are two types of assets, tangible and intangible. So based upon these two, the accounts are made. For one is for tangible real accounts, and the second one is for intangible real accounts. There is also a third type of account, the nominal accounts, which I'll be telling you about. But let me first tell you about the tangible real accounts. So as the name suggests, tangible accounts are those in which the assets can be touched. For example, these accounts are made for the assets which can be touched, such as plant or machinery or furniture or stock or cash or many other things. All the assets which can be touched can be classified under tangible real accounts. The next one is intangible real account. On the contrary to the tangible real accounts, the intangible real accounts are the accounts in which the assets are non-touchable, such as goodwill or patents or copyrights. So these are some of the examples in which the assets cannot be touched, but they have an account for this, which are classified under the intangible real accounts. Now, I said there's a third type of account, the nominal account, which is, in this, what happens is, this account does not represent any tangible asset. It is called nominal or fictitious account. So all kind of expense accounts, loss accounts, gain accounts, or income accounts come under this category, which is known as the nominal accounts. For example, like I said, the rent account or the salary account, or for that matter, an electricity expenses account or the interest income account. These are some examples of nominal accounts.